people in Gaza are being starved to death.
Yeah.
And that is a deliberate, it is a deliberate famine that is being orchestrated by Israel in order to kill those that they were not able to kill via the bombardment. 750,000 people, Palestinians, were made refugees at the time of the Nakba. 500 towns and villages of Palestinian people were destroyed by the Israelis at the time of the Nakba. And at least 15,000 people were killed. But then you had another go at this in 1967 during the Six-Day War. And at the end of the Six-Day War, the UN tried to set new boundaries and implemented the UN agreements at that time, conventions at that time, which effectively established that the State of Israel, which at this stage had taken Gaza, taken the Golan Heights, taken East Jerusalem, that these were occupied territories. And they're still occupied territories today, Muireann. And that's the root. So when you ask to go back to the root of this, I mean, there's a page 53. If somebody wants to decide whether or not to read this book, go to a bookshop, open up page 53. And on page 53, it lists what life was like for the Palestinians, what had been done to them, and the conditions they were living under Israeli control on October the 6th, 2023. And that's right at the start, I posed the question, if we really want to understand why October 7th happened, think about this was life for the Palestinians the day before. Towards the end of the book, I have a section called, playing the Iranian card. It was obvious that that's what Israel would do at some point. They played it, the Americans fell for it, and not just the Americans, but the West generally fell for it, and we've seen what's happened. But at the same time as that was happening, the people in Gaza are being starved to death.
Yeah.
And that is a deliberate, it is a deliberate famine that is being orchestrated by Israel in order to kill those that they were not able to kill via the bombardment. And when small trickles of food or aid are being allowed in, what are they doing? You had somebody on the program yesterday who was talking about the impact, seeing the impact of kids being shot at, by snipers. We know that the few score of people who've been killed in the Iranian Israel clashes over the last week is nothing compared to the number of people who've been killed, shot by snipers as they've queued for food in Gaza.